Finally, some sunshine. Feels good. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back, Mr. V. Talking to you. Good to see everyone again. Welcome to the channel. If you're new, you know what to do. Smash that subscribe button. Finally, some sunshine. Feels good. Hopefully you guys are able to enjoy some fresh air and sunshine as well. You guys are doing a nice job. We're getting through this experiment known as distance learning. Keep up the great work.
Speaking of great
You guys
work,
want to see some math?
in your first math assignment, you were asked to do the IXL Diagnostic and then follow up with a reflection survey. Let's look at some data about how you guys performed and what you had to say. Of course, I will keep all data anonymous. With that being said, let's take a look at a few examples of some student work. Now, the first thing you notice in the gray bar is the date and time in which you were active in IXL. It also says the number of questions. Now, based on that alone, in this example, the student allegedly worked from 10:38 to 11:12. Mathematically, we know that's over a half hour. However, look at the next bar. The real time, the student is credited only with 27 active minutes. In other words, if you go idle, you are not really earning the type of points that you should be. I mean, all things considered, this student really not bad. 27 active minutes in a window of time of 34 minutes. I mean, that's pretty good. Maybe there's a few short breaks in there or needed some extended time on some questions. Perfectly understandable. Good job. Next, we have example 2. According to the gray bar, you would think the student worked for 26 minutes, almost a full half hour. But then the green bar is almost the opposite value. It says the student worked for 9 minutes. So there's some type of discrepancy there. Example 3, the student was a beast, actually missed their assignment yesterday, did it today a little bit late, but did it with 100% effort. Look at that in the green bar, 42 active minutes, multiple sessions throughout the day. Even the gray bar, well over a 45-minute session. So we don't expect that of every student. I know you guys all have different circumstances, but that's a student right there, an example that's getting it done and working very hard. Very conscientious student. Good job. Now guys, I realize we are doing distance learning, and now we have our next example. I mean, even when we had traditional learning, we had students up at all hours of the night, sometimes doing schoolwork, sometimes doing other things. But let's face it, you're most likely not going to do your best work at 1 a.m. This student had 3 idle sessions starting at 10 a.m., continuing then after midnight. So, not much was really achieved in that window. If you're gonna do it, do your best. This student had a very tight performance, extremely focused, no dilly-dallying, 30 legit minutes in, within a 32-minute window, no nonsense, awesome job. Love seeing that. Our next example is a truly dedicated student in the green bar. You have 43 active minutes within a window indicated by the gray bar, close to an hour. So definitely going above and beyond. Again, I cannot expect that of every student, understandably, but for those of you who are able to put extra time and effort into math, I definitely salute you. Keep it up. You're an amazing student. Alright, so now that we've looked at some student work and we have a better understanding, hopefully, of what the deal is with IXL, how your teacher is seeing things, IXL is seeing things, and what's expected of the students. Next, let's look at the data you guys shared in the Diagnostic Reflection. As we analyze the data, we first notice only 55 responses. I mean, we should have significantly more. And period 2 students, definitely an area where you guys can improve, as shown in the graph, especially as one of the bigger classes. There's definitely ways you guys can improve. Let's step it up. Okay, next, you were asked about time spent. I asked you to do 30 minutes in this particular assignment. And we see that, 2/3 of us basically said 30 to 40 minutes. But we just looked at many student examples. I looked at all of the student data, believe me. I don't think you guys are liars, but we do need to be on the same page about how those minutes are calculated by IXL, not just idle time. You were asked about your mathematical strengths, and overwhelmingly, over 50% of the respondents said algebraic topics, which makes sense, right? I mean, we're either in an algebra class or a pre-algebra type Math 8 class. Those should be our strengths, right? All right, we're examining the data, and you were asked, where can you improve with your math? And again, look at that, 40%, a whopping 40% want to improve at geometry. They know that they can, they want to. We've been focusing on so much algebra. Many of us are nervous about geometry in the high school, so I totally get that response. Also, noteworthy is the 21% of people that want to improve on probability. Definitely some cool math topics in the realm of probability for sure. Up next, are you satisfied with where you are currently with your math? Interesting question, interesting response. What does the question even mean? I suppose it could be interpreted a couple of different ways, really. Satisfied as in happy, and there's nothing wrong with that. That might be a good thing. 80% of you are pretty happy with where you're at with this, or pleased enough. But what about those who aren't satisfied? 20%, that's 1/5. That's very significant. And what does that mean? Does it mean they expect to learn more this school year and they realize this year is not over and They want a full school year's worth of knowledge and training and preparedness to prepare them for the next level. Does it mean they're not satisfied with their own maybe study habits or choices they've made on their academic journey? Or is it rather that they're just not going to settle for anything except the best? And they're never going to be satisfied. There are some people that will never be satisfied until they truly maximize their potential and achieve it. So I definitely respect that. Finally, you were asked, what else do you want to learn more about in math? And definitely we saw a lot of responses on angles, geometry. Someone said liquid measurements, get better at geometry, Pythagorean theorem, angles, exponential growth and decay was mentioned by someone. Reminder on how to do geometry that I learned last year. So some of you want a geometry refresher. I would like to learn more about geometry. I want to learn more about geometry, things like the Pythagorean theorem. And we have some responses here saying more algebraic topics, more algebra for high school, geometry, algebra.
You guys are doing a nice job, really are. Keep it up.
Peace.